Can everybody hear me? Yes, sir. The Bryce Young era has officially begun. And I apologize about being late, but man, we did a 4 hour stream last night. 4 hours. We were live till midnight. We started at 7:45 p.m. and we were live all the way till 12 a.m. last night. Literally stayed through every fucking pick of the first round to see how the first round shook out. But it is time. The Bryce Young era has begun. How is everybody feeling about it, man? I woke up this morning feeling really good about knowing that the Carolina Panthers have a damn quarterback now. We have a QB. We have a quarterback, and it feels amazing, man. It feels amazing. We're waiting on the Bryce Young press conference, man. Obviously, that'll get rolling here in just a second. But shout out to everybody, man, that pulled up to the fucking channel yesterday. Y'all already know what time it is. Midday Madness in the mix the day after the draft. The draft is officially behind us. And it's time now to start talking about what's next. What's next for the Panthers? How do we go forward now in this offseason? What are the things that we need to work on? What is next, the next pick for the Carolina Panthers? The big board is up right now. All of the best players that are out there are available right now. The best players available are out there, and we're going to talk a little bit about it, man. So go ahead, man. We're going to have a good show fucking today, man. Your boy, I'm not even going to lie, man. I am exhausted. Yesterday was a long-ass fucking show. It was a long-ass show yesterday, but we stayed on that shit all fucking night long, man, and we had a great conversation with Big Bruh in the damn building. We had Turk pull up to the fucking, hey, I'm telling you, we had Wiley on there yesterday. It was a hell of a fucking show, man. A hell of a goddamn show. So about to go ahead and get the links posted out there, man. We live again here to talk about it. Omar, how are you feeling about this shit today, man? I want to know. I want to know. The Bryce show is here. It's over. I'm ready to put this draft talk behind us. It is behind us. Now it's time to talk about what he can be in this offense. How dynamic will Bryce Young be in this offense? How dynamic? How dynamic will you see him being utilized in this offense? What do y'all see for Bryce Young? How can you see him being this season in this offense? How we're going to plan to use him? How he's going to come in and compete with Andy Dalton? Obviously, right now, I think Frank Reich said that he's going to be the 2 going into, obviously, training camp. He's going to have to earn it. So what does that mean for him going forward? What does that mean for Bryce Young? How he's going to have to come in and compete with Matt Corral and compete also with Andy Dalton. My predictions is Bryce Young will still be the day one starter, but he is going to have to come in here and compete. He's going to have to come here and compete. He's going to have to earn the respect of this locker room. I think that everybody in the whole Panthers organization are enthused with having this guy on board. And everybody in Carolina Panther fans should be just as excited. Man, let's go ahead and talk about the big board pick. Obviously, the Carolina Panthers are at 39 when the second round of the draft starts tonight. But let's talk about the big board. Bryce Young has officially arrived at Bank of America Stadium. They're having a Bryce Young welcome party currently right now at Bank of America Stadium. The Tempers are obviously there on hand to welcome Bryce Young in as well. They got videos out of him popping off of the jet. He is here. He is here. For the Panthers, Texans, and Colts, they got all the quarterbacks, man. Listen, this first round was completely unpredictable. So let's talk about what are the needs for the Carolina Panthers going forward as we pick at 39 today. So with the big board left. So right now, talking about who's available for quarterbacks. Obviously, Will Levis' name, he fell out of the first round. How do you guys feel about Will Levis falling out of the first round? Will Levis fell completely out of the fucking first round. What is everybody's thoughts on that, man? Him falling out of the first round. This was a guy, man, that people thought that could potentially be a top 5 pick, and he completely fell out of the first round. So Will Levis, Hendon Hooker, Tanner McKee are all some of the quarterbacks that are left. Running backs, Zach Carbonet, Devon Ashane from Texas A&M. Zach Evans' name is still out there. Wide receivers, Cedric Tillman from Tennessee. Rasheed Rice from SMU. A.T. Perry from Wake Forest. Josh Downs from North Carolina. Jalen Hyatt name is still out there on the board at 39. Could the Panthers take a wide receiver with the 39 pick? But honestly, let's talk about tight ends. Michael Mayer, a tight end that slid out of the first round. I'm 100% surprised that he failed. Dalton Kincaid was taken before him. Dalton Kincaid was the first tight end off the board, and he went before Michael Mayer. I'm shocked at that. So does Michael Mayer stay on the board when we pick again at 39? Is tight end a position the Carolina Panthers will select if he falls? Darnell Washington's name is still on the board. I think one or two of those tight ends will be available when we pick at 39. Offensive tackles, interior offensive linemen, not worried about those. Defensive linemen. Ikea, I can't pronounce his name, from Baylor, is still available. Edge rushers, B.J. Ojulari. Will B.J. Ojulari fall to the Carolina Panthers at 39? Will B.J. Ojulari fall to the Panthers at 39? Keon White from Georgia Tech is a name that's still out there. For linebackers, Drew Sanders from Arkansas. A lot of people talked about Drew Sanders and his ability. And will he be there? Will Carolina go linebacker? Noah Sewell, Trenton Simpson from Clemson. There's a lot of names. Henry Tuatua. Corner, Joey Porter Jr. is still available. Joey Porter Jr., a lot of people had him projected to be a first-round talent, and he's still available heading into day 2 of the draft. Clark Phillips III from Utah. Cam Smith. Khalid Ringo from Georgia, name is still out there. Listen, corner, defensive end, if you're asking me right now what the Panthers' needs are, corner and defensive end are our biggest needs heading into day 2. Hands down. Hands down are our biggest needs right now that we need for the Carolina Panthers. They are 100% our biggest fucking needs. If you're asking me right now what the Carolina Panthers need, corner or edge rusher. So if one of those top corners fall to us at 39, the Carolina Panthers should definitely be trying to get a corner, defensive end, edge rusher. If B.J. Ojulari is on the board when we pick at number 39, I think you got to take B.J. Ojulari. But, man, I feel so motherfucking good. So motherfucking good right now, man, as a Panther fan, knowing that we have a franchise quarterback, a franchise guy, somebody that can come in and compete for the job, be a solid foundation for years to come is a relief. And a lot of these content creators or creators as a whole came out and said that Anthony Richardson was going to be the number 1 overall pick. Anthony Richardson. There was no way in hell that AR-15 was going to be considered with the number 1 overall pick. Man, listen. Let me get my boys pulling up to the channel today, man. I got to get everybody's take on this shit right now, man. I got to get everybody's take. Let me get my boys pulled up here to the channel, man. Let me get these links sent out. These links sent out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody, man, that's on the channel. Look, yesterday we did a 4-hour stream, man. Midday Madness in the mix, man. Day after the draft. The Bryce experiment has begun. It's the Bryce Young Show here in Carolina. Turn the fuck up, man. Turn up. If you ain't excited to be a Panther fan right now, what the fuck is you waiting on? It is unfucking believable, bro, right now, the shit that we have witnessed. Last night, we witnessed history. We witnessed history. Hey, but that first round, I'm not going to lie to you. That first round shook me up. It shook me up. I was completely what the Philadelphia Eagles did and what the Houston Texans did. The Philadelphia Eagles got 2 of the top defensive linemen in this draft in the first round. And they were already stacked on the defensive line. They basically, I'm about to start calling them the Georgia Eagles. They're the Georgia Eagles. They're the fucking Georgia Eagles. That's what they are right now, are the Georgia Eagles. That defensive front is fucking stacked. The road to the Super Bowl is going to go through Philly. If you want to get to the Super Bowl in the NFC, you're going to have to go through Philly. Philly is going to be fucking tough, bro. They are going to be fucking tough. They're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough team to take out. Listen, the way you win defense wins games, and defense wins championships. And that's exactly what they did. They solidified their front. It was already solidified. It was already scared. They just added insult to injury. That's what they did. They added the Philadelphia Bulldogs. That's exactly what they are. The Philadelphia Bulldogs. That's exactly what they are. Come on, man. Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, and Jalen Carter. I'm going to be honest. The teams that let Jalen Carter slip past them, they're going to regret that shit. Jalen Carter is going to be an animal. Jalen Carter is going to be an animal. He is going to be an animal, man. A fucking animal. Every day gaming. What bag of money did the Texans throw under the table? Man, the Texans deal with some cheating shit. Bro, first team ever to get back-to-back picks in the top 3. Bruh, back-to-back picks in the top 3, the Houston Texans. They got C.J. Stroud, and they also got Will Anderson. Bruh, the Houston Texans are going to be the real deal in about 2 years. I give the Houston Texans 2 years. That's all that I'm giving them, and the Houston Texans are going to be a fucking problem. Like, literally, they're going to be a fucking problem. Who was the worst pick of the first round? I feel like a lot of teams reached. I'm not even going to lie, man. Carter has off-the-field issues. Listen, he might have, I wouldn't say he has off-the-field issues. Greatness 54. Shout out to the Chiefs fan up in the building, man. Look, I wouldn't say that he has off-the-field issues, bro. I think he was in the wrong place at the wrong time on the wrong night. Because outside of that, you haven't heard anything else about his off-the-field, man. But I'm not here to judge a man's off-the-field issues. I'm talking about what he's done on the field. And what he's done on the field, the man is an animal, bro. The man is a fucking animal. Jalen Carter was projected to go in the top 3. People have to remember that. The Eagles were able to get him at 12? Like at 12 or 13? That was a fucking steal. That was a steal, bro. That was a fucking steal. That was a steal. Everyday Gamer said, "Now look, I love Bryce, but I think he's going to be in college. Be college, you delusional. Texans and Panthers are the only teams not worrying about it." I'm not sure what you're talking about. But I will say this, guys. The Atlanta Falcons getting Bijan Robinson. That was a great pick for the Atlanta Falcons as well. Listen, the Carolina Panthers, we have to take control of this division immediately. We've got our quarterback. We've got our team. We need to make sure that we're taking advantage of this division immediately because of what? The Atlanta Falcons are coming. They're coming, bro. They're coming. They're coming. Hey, that Nolan Smith slide so far. Look, Nolan Smith got picked up. The Eagles picked him up. He going to the Eagles. The Eagles went 2 defensive linemen in the first round. Already on type of a stacked defense, they went 2 defensive linemen in the first round. The Eagles, man, I'm gonna tell you, bro, they're gonna be a tough team to beat, and it's gonna be a tough team to beat for a while. I'm hoping with the loss of their offense and defensive coordinators, that may have hurt them a little bit. But overall, bro, the Eagles, if you ask me, them and the Houston Texans won the first round. Them and the Houston Texans won the first round. AR-15 going to the Colts, I think that's a great fit. I think with Shane Steichen and what he was able to do for Jalen Hurts, I think that he's going to be able to do some things with AR-15 there. But I still think that it's going to take AR-15 some time to get ready for the NFL level. And also, the Colts still need a little bit more talent and some protection up front. I don't think AR-15 will dominate right away, but I don't know if he'll be a day one starter. He may be, Like he may be, but we'll see. We'll see. But I think it was a great fit for the Colts to get AR-15. If you ask me where I think that he should have landed, I think that was the exact place that he should have landed. I'm only asking because he's a top 10 talent. Exactly, bro. I think that he is, man. I think that Nolan Smith and what the Eagles were able to do with Jalen Carter, those were probably two of the biggest steals of the first round. Like a lot of teams, though, reached. Like I think who was that? The Cardinals taking Paris Campbell like that early, or not Paris Campbell, but the offensive tackle from Ohio State. I think that was a reach. That was too early to take a tackle. And honestly, the Cardinals, I feel like they should have went defense. Like it's still right on the big board. There's still a lot of great players left on the big board. That's why I think the Carolina Panthers really can like settle for a good player at 39. But what do you guys think that they're going to take? Who do you think that they're going to take at 39? What is the position of need? I honestly think that if BJ Ojulari, if he falls to the Panthers at 39, I think the Panthers should get BJ Ojulari. Like, or if Joey Porter Jr. continues to slide, Seahawks going corner that early. Yeah, I think that was a reach as well. Jerome Castro, I think that was a reach as well. Them going corner that early, I do feel like that was absolutely a reach. I do. That was definitely a reach. To me, Seattle, I probably would have went Jalen Carter if I was Seattle. Like, say what you want about the off-the-field shit about Jalen Carter, bro, but this was a guy, man, who in every mock draft, before the off-the-field shit happened, they had him going in the top 3. Panthers taking the quarterback, Joey Porter, they moving up for him. Hey, I hope he there, bro. If Joey Porter Jr. is there, I hope that the Carolina Panthers can make a move to get him, man. Like, if they move up, because honestly, Joey Porter Jr. had a first-round grade. He had a first-round grade, bro. So the fact that he slid to the second round, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he slid to the second round. I knew Christian Gonzalez and Witherspoon were going to go, but I definitely seen Joey Porter Jr. going in the first round. We got Big Bro in the building. Big Bro, what's good?
What's going on? What's going on this Panthers Friday? This Bryce Friday. Hey, listen. Those that out there that's upset because we picked Bryce Young. I'm telling you now, we still accept the application. You better jump on board and get with this train that's coming right now. I'm telling you, it's coming. I've told a couple of my personal friends that they was upset. They called me mad that they call themselves Panthers fans, and they mad that we picked Bryce Young, which I don't understand. And the only thing that each of them said
was Dominique B. I 100% agree with you, Dominique B. My bad, Big Bro.
But yeah, they just the only thing they keep saying is talking about this dude's side. That's all we've been hearing, man. Like, and I'm gonna tell them,
Jesse, pull up to the channel, please, Jesse. If you got time, please pull up, Jesse. I don't know if you got time or not, but the link is out there in the comments, Jesse. I gotta get your takes, bro. I gotta get your takes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Listen, hey, he's our quarterback. His new regime starts, man. We got an A on the first round, and we're gonna continue these next 2 and 3 rounds today, man, and continue to add pieces, man. Hey, I'm still excited. Gonna be excited, ready to get this thing on the field, man. See what Bryce can do. So get on board.
So let me ask you questions, man. Do you feel like there were any reaches like in the first round, man? Because I don't think anybody could have mocked up the picks that went yesterday in the first round. I don't think you could have called any of this, man. Like I really couldn't have called any of this outside of Bryce and CJ both going 1 and 2. Everything else was a complete shocker for me, man. Like it really was. I think, man, if you're asking me, I'm looking at the picks right now. and who was taken and who wasn't taken and so on and so forth. Um, and I'm looking at the hold up right here at this draft big board. So one reach that I feel like was a reach was the the Seahawks taking Devin Witherspoon, cornerback from Illinois, at 5. To me, that
Uh,
was a reach.
I had to disagree, man, just because if anybody watched Seattle last week, they gave up a ton of points, man. So meaning they had the number one offense for a while in the NFL last year, meaning they put up a ton of points, but they would always lose because in the end because they couldn't stop nobody, man. So them taking a corner at 5 to me was a great pickup, man. And Devin Witherspoon, he's a hard hitting corner, he's a big corner. He's to me, man, he could be a shutdown corner. Uh and that's just gonna help their defense, man. So I wouldn't call that a reach, but I think they drafted for need, man. I mean, they needed a corner and somebody on defense, man, to stop because that's what they got killed with last year. They couldn't stop nobody when they putting up 35, 40 points average. I can't remember what they average points per game, but they was up there when it comes to points per game, man. But they record didn't show it, or they didn't have too much success because they just could they defense couldn't stop nobody. So I couldn't call that a reach. Um, Let me see. I'm looking at the order now.
Paris Johnson Jr. at 6 to the Cardinals, though. I don't agree with that either. Like, if you like, honestly, the Cardinals, man, they need defense. Defense is their weakest part of their team right now when fully healthy. Defense, especially with J.J. Watt retiring. I honestly think, man, that the
I would,
Cardinals should have went Jalen Carter.
I mean, I could agree as far as on the defense that they do need help on defense. I can agree with that. But also, you got to understand, man, tackle is a premium position in the NFL, man. Like to protect your quarterback, your highest investment, meaning money wise, meaning NFL teams spend the most money at quarterback. That's why quarterbacks get paid the most. You
Right,
got to make sure that they're protected, man. So them taking Paris Johnson at 6, he was the highest rated tackle coming out. So
right.
Kyler Murray, he's been injured, and I think they trying to build around him because they gave him so much money to make sure that he stay healthy, man. So I actually like that pick at number 6 for Arizona, man, because he's I think Paris Johnson gonna turn into a Pro Bowl tackle, man. I think
Some of the people in the comments are saying that Kyler Murray actually requested him.
well, hey, that don't surprise me. It don't surprise me because that's what he need to protect his side, man. Whether he be on the left or right side, you need a good offensive tackle. We seen the likes of Trent Williams, man, that can be a dominant tackle that you can also pull, that can pull as well. I mean, I think Paris Johnson, man, he has potential to be up there, the Trent Williams type of tackle, man. He's athletic. He's a big man, but he's athletic. And I think they got the best tackle that was available in the draft, and they drafted based on needs. So I
Yeah,
actually like that pick, man. I like the Paris Johnson pick for.
yeah. So, man, how do you feel about, man, the Falcons getting Bijan Robinson?
I think there was another great pick because with something I didn't know, I found out last night that the Falcons had the highest percentage of design run plays in the NFL, man. I found that out last night. That stat, so meaning that they run the ball. They primarily run the ball, and Bijan Robinson was the best running back taken. At 8. And they need to run back. I mean, they did have your boy Algiers, which I mean he was solid last year, but Bijan Robinson has that type of talent. That generational talent, man. He could develop into something great. So I like that pick, man. They drafted on need, running back. They really hadn't solidified the running back position. Again, they had Algiers, and no knock on him. He was solid, but he's no Bijan Robinson either. This dude got speed. He can catch it out of the backfield. He's a big body. He can power run. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside the tackle.
He remind me of Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I would say he probably a little bit bigger version of Saquon, man. A little big, just slightly bigger than the Saquon, man. But yeah, he's a solid running back out of Texas, man, and he had great numbers.
Yeah,
So that's another pick I like, man. They drafted on need. They needed a good, solid runner because you got to think about it. The Falcons. They got tight end, they got receiver, they got quarterback, right? So that offense is solidified with a back, man. So the Falcons, they did a great job by completing that offense.
yeah, they really did, man. They drafted Drake London last year, also
Yep,
Desmond Ritter. So
yep.
basically, man, they got at
They got
all key
Cal Pitts.
positions, they got rookie contracts.
Yeah, Cal Pitts on a rookie deal. Top tight
Yeah,
end.
yeah, they
Um,
got they got all skill positions on offense on rookie contracts, man. And so if that team can gel and stay healthy, man, that's why I said the Panthers got to go ahead, man, and take advantage of this NFC South while it's still vulnerable, man. Like it's a must that we figure this thing out right away, man, and then turn it to a powerhouse because a team like the Atlanta Falcons, man, I can see that team, being a threat in the coming seasons. I really can. Their defense is still a question every day game. And to your point, it is still a question. But at the same time, man, like it's gotten better. Like the defense is going to be better than what it was last year, man, for the pieces that they brought in. They brought in Jeff Okuda, man, Bates from the Bengals, Calais Campbell.
yeah, yeah,
They brought in some pieces, man, like to improve that. So it's not going to be as bad as it was last year. So again, they got a corner that they drafted, man, a season ago. There, man, who's still, turning into be a pretty decent corner. So listen, the Falcons they're building a team. Yes, they may not be competing right away, but I will say that they've taken the steps, man, to get back on track like we have. And I feel like the
yeah.
Panthers, they're in the NFC South. It wasn't as wide open as it looked at one point. So the
Well, we
Panthers
knew that.
they gotta come. They gotta be able to come out, man, and take control of this division pretty quickly.
I mean, but again, we knew that though that each of at first in beginning of the offseason, the NFC South was in shambles, man. Coming off the season, but
Yeah.
we knew that all these teams were going to get better, man. Through the
Hey,
draft and
hey, Big Bro, can you send the link to Turk, man?
yeah, I did send it to him, man, but he's in office today, so I doubt
Oh,
it.
okay,
Hop
okay.
on.
All right.
Yeah, he work in office like 3-4 days after week uh
Gotcha.
now, but yeah, so as I was saying, um I lost my train of thought. But yeah, we knew in the beginning of the offseason that each of these teams was gonna get better in the NFC South, through free agency and the draft, man. That's what we do. So I mean, it's not surprising, what the Falcons have done, and what they're gonna do, in the remainder of the draft, also with the Saints. I believe, man, my personal opinion, I think the Saints, I think they pick at 31, or no, not at 31. I think
Pretty quick.
33,
Yeah, there you go.
and I think they're gonna take Will Levis, man. I think the Saints are
You think
going.
the Saints go take a quarterback?
I believe so, man, for the future, man. I think like Carr. I mean, because Carr, he kind of he's still unproven in the way, man. As far as is he gonna be the long term? I don't think Derek Carr is the long term answer for the Saints, man.
No. And Derek Carr got what, a 2-year contract, 3 with the
Yeah,
Packers.
basically, yeah. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right.
yeah,
So they give Will Levis time to learn. They
right,
give him time to get it, get himself together and join the league. And plus, if you think about it like this, those guys are going to be able to mentor him because Carr's a good guy. So he ain't gonna be the kind of guy that's gonna be like Favre was or Roger was and not help the guy out. So it is what it is. Plus, it won't be a threat to Carr because they draft him in the second round.
right, exactly. That's why. Yep, that's what I'm saying. and they're not gonna be paying Will Levis a ton of money. Um,
So so then let me ask you guys this question. If I'm gonna be honest, man, I don't see him going there. I don't see him like yeah, I get the point that you guys are making. I don't see him going there, man. I see him, let me take a look at the draft order, the day two draft order. Um, I probably see let me see. Hold on, let me take a look at this draft. Who picking next?
Pittsburgh.
well, Pittsburgh gonna take Joey Porter Jr. Man, that's who they taking.
Yeah.
They're gonna draft him like his dad. Played for years up there and coached.
I thought they were going to draft him in the first round, but you know what? They took a gamble, and there it is.
Yep, it's sitting. He fell right to him. So
Yeah, they definitely took a gamble. So they have in this mock this second round mock draft, they have Pittsburgh taking Cam Smith, cornerback from South Carolina. The Houston Texans pick at 33. Man, they have them taking Brian Branch, safety from Alabama. Bro, listen, if the Texans come away with that, man, the Texans done had a hell of a draft.
Hey,
Uh,
we may have Jordan Porter
yo,
Jr.
they picked back to back again.
Yeah, we
Hey,
may
the
have Jordan
Texans,
Porter. Hey,
no, hey, the Texans picked back to back again to start the second round. Pittsburgh picked at 32. The Texans picked at 33 and at 34. So they got them going. They got them taking Brian Branch and Joey Porter Jr.
there it is. They
And then
set
at
that defense up.
35, they have the Colts taking Derek Hall. They have the Rams. The Rams' first pick is at 36. They got them taking Keon White, the edge from Georgia Tech. Then Seattle picks at 37. They have them taking the defensive lineman from Northwestern. And then they have Las Vegas taking Will Levis at 38.
Well, that can make sense too.
yeah, I can see the Raiders taking them too.
Yeah, and
Uh,
they have Carolina taking Cedric Tillman, wide receiver from
Mm-mm,
Tennessee, at
mm-mm.
39.
Hello. Okay, yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they got Cedric Tillman, the best wide receiver left available right now per the big board. So I mean, yeah, that's why I said, man, I really don't see the Saints really taking a quarterback, man, because again, man, I know that they could need one for the future, man, but if you ask me, man, they got other holes that they need to fill, like, outside of a quarterback, like right now. I don't think quarterback, listen, Derek Carr at worst, man, he could come in and be a serviceable starter, man, or a bridge for another 2 years or something like that, 2 to 3 years. Because Derek
And they
Carr is
still
not
got
going
Jam-
to old. Really
and they
not.
still got Jamin. They still got Jameis.
Yeah, they still
Yeah,
got
he
Jay.
only on a 1 year deal.
It's not a
True,
dire need for them.
true.
But
But the thing
here's the
about it is
thing
that
though.
go ahead, go ahead.
They're thinking for the future. So I think that he can possibly go there, man. Or what might surprise y'all too, because as I'm looking at the second round order, I can see, man, that Detroit drafted Levis too, man, at
Whoa,
34.
you're right because them cats, you know, golf ain't that he's that old, but if they can have a guy in the wing, I'll say these quarterbacks getting paid a lot of money.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah, they
and
are.
getting Levis in the second round, that's not a big investment, man. For them at second, with the money wise and contract wise. So you think about, I mean, yeah, golf had a decent season last year. He had a solid season, but I don't think they're sold on him, man. Like, I
All right,
mean,
news
they're
come out.
they're
You're right.
he hasn't done. I mean, too much to like, okay, well, this is our guy for the next 10 years. Um, so I think they can potentially go ahead and have him develop, man, and then like I say, Levis can sit for a year or 2 years maybe, and until Golf gets the end of his contract, and then hell, shit, man, he might be tired, he might be ready to go.
But you know what you're doing now, though? You calling the general manager lie because the general manager came out and said he's our quarterback of the future.
Oh, he did say that?
He did say that. I don't know how true it is, but he
Okay,
did say it.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he said about Jared Goff, right?
Yeah, he said about golf. So
Hey, but
you
let's
can see the
let's
loud
be
time.
honest, man. Jared Goff played well last season. It
Hmm.
wasn't like he played bad, man. He didn't play bad last year. And honestly, Jared Goff is a serviceable quarterback, man. Like I know he get a lot of rap for the his final years, but bro, let's not forget, man. This man was in a Super Bowl. Like he was in a fucking Super Bowl, man, and he played well, man. His early years with the Rams. I don't I don't see the Lions, man. If you asking me, the Lions need to go all defense. They got to build up their defense, man. That's
They
why
did
I
a
was
good job. They did a good job.
yeah, like they need more weapons on because you talking about a defense that was bad. That was the reason why the Lions, man, couldn't get over the hump last year because they couldn't stop nobody.
True, but who did they pick in the first round? Was it like a
They went
defensive
offensive
tackle?
lineman.
No, the
Oh,
Lions they picked Jameer Gibbs from Alabama.
Yeah, the running back.
oh,
Yeah, that's right. They picked the running back.
hey, so that is so. You're right. They may go defense, but look at this whole draft. This draft been crazy, man. People been picking all kind of shit.
Yeah, this have. So let me ask y'all, what was the biggest surprise of the first round for y'all?
The biggest surprise for me, man, was Houston, man. Getting the number, drafting at 2 and at 3, making that trade with Arizona, man. I didn't see that coming, man. I've never seen a team draft back to back at 2 and 3 that close in the top three. Have two picks back to back, man. So that was a shocker, man. That they made a deal to draft back to back. So they basically went after they two guys, man. They got a generational talent on defense with Will Anderson, and they got a generational quarterback in C.J. Stroud. So Houston, man, was very aggressive. D'Amico Ryans, man, is setting himself up for success. Being a first year coach, man. I mean, head coach. And I like it, man. I actually like what they're doing, man. I like what the Texans did last night.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right. You're right, big bro. Think about it like this. If you look at it, for me, it was Kansas City. I thought Kansas City was gonna take George Porter Jr. simply because they drafted a whole bunch of defensive backs, and they over delivered last year. They don't really have a number one defensive back, and then they end up getting a defensive end out of Kansas State. And the dude was in nobody's mock draft to be drafted that high.
Right.
and really quick too, just a correction. So in the second round, Houston, they don't draft back to back, man.
Oh, because they traded the
Yeah,
picks.
they don't draft back to back. And thanks for pointing that out too, greatness. I just confirmed.
Well, what's the draft order then? Tell me the correct draft
So you
order.
got Pittsburgh at 32, Cardinals, Detroit at 34, the Colts at 35, Rams at 36, then the Seahawks, then Raiders, then the Panthers. Then the Saints are right after the Panthers at 40.
Hey man, the Rams may take him. Remember, the
Yeah,
Rams don't have a quarterback.
Rams may
Yeah,
take Levis too because Matt Stafford, he's getting up there, man. He's
yeah. That's I can see that. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see the Rams taking a quarterback. I can definitely see that
yeah, I can
because
see
they on the verge of a rebuilding. I mean, they're not even on the verge. They rebuilding anyway, man. They
that.
cleared a lot of salaries off the books. Aaron Donald will probably go retire in the next probably after this season. I think this is Aaron Darnold's last season.
They paid that dude a lot of money.
Yeah, they did. They did. Um,
Yeah.
they
He gonna
definitely.
retire after the season. They traded Jalen Ramsey away. They got rid of the linebacker Bobby Wagner, man. They traded away a lot of pieces there in the last couple of years because after they won a Super Bowl, man, they in 100% rebuild mode. So Will Levis might make a lot of sense for the Rams.
Or if a quarterback is there, they're gonna go quarterback. Because
Yeah,
if you want to avoid last year to be good, you got to have some quarterbacks, and they ain't got none right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
they've cleaned house. MDJ said Rams going to take Levis at 36. Hey, I can 100% see it, bro. To me, if you ask me, man, it's either going to be Oakland or the Rams. I'm leaning more towards Oakland. I think Oakland makes the most sense because Jimmy Garoppolo, man, like he's not the long-term answer no matter where he goes. And they need a quarterback, bro. They need a
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. So, and he went on a visit to the Raiders too. So I can see Oakland passing up for him. But can y'all believe that he failed this far?
Yes, like he was a second round. He was graded a second round quarterback, but
Yeah,
we kept talking about him early. But he was graded second round.
yeah. I'm with Wiley on this one, man. Levis, I'm. It don't surprise me that he fell this low because again, watching him at Kentucky, I thought he was overhyped. As far as his especially when they was talking about him definitely going number one, man. A couple of days ago, I knew that wasn't because he just don't have number one talent. When the film I'm watching on him, so but like Wiley said, I believe he had a second round grade. I mean, he's a big quarterback. He got a strong arm, but again, he was a backup man when he transferred from Penn State, I believe. So he wasn't even a starter, and he went to Kentucky to start. And I mean, he was solid at Kentucky, but it was nothing special.
Hey, you know
Uh,
what? Here's something. What if they take Hendon Hooker?
Wow.
yeah, I
Hey,
mean, to me, Hendon Hooker, man, I think he's a slight better, slightly, not by much better than Levis. Um,
and we keep
Yeah.
forgetting about the Tennessee quarterback. He's still out there.
yeah,
Yeah. He's still out there, man. The best quarterbacks I think they said they had available, man, was Will Levis, Tanner McKee, Hendon Hooker. But honestly, man, I'm thinking about these wide receivers, man. So, Wally, what do you think Carolina's going to do when at number 9, man? I think if BJ Ojolari falls to Carolina, they should go BJ Ojolari.
I think that they should go Drew Sanders for this reason. Drew Sanders can play outside linebacker and middle linebacker. That gives them flexibility. So when Shaq moves, they can move him to the middle, and if not, they can put him on the outside as a rusher.
All right, so big bro, what do you think the Panthers should do at number 39, man? What are your thoughts?
okay, all right, yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear
What
you.
I should do, man. So we at 39, right? Okay.
Look at the best available.
I'm looking here. Give me a second here. Okay. Pittsburgh on the clock.
Pittsburgh definitely going corner, man. And obviously it will make sense for them to get Joey Porter Jr. It would make all the sense in the world. But
So right
yeah,
now, I'm looking at the best available on ESPN. And
uh-huh.
actually, man, as far as receiver, and I forgot about this dude, but he nasty though. Jonathan Mingo, man, out of Ole Miss. He's the
Yeah,
best
that's
available wide receiver.
who's next up after him.
Then Jaden Reed from Michigan State, and then Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman is fourth, according to ESPN, best available. But Mingo, man, I'm telling you,
That's who I want.
if me if
Ringo.
Mingo falls to us at
You call him
39,
Mingo.
bro, yeah, we got to go take him. We got to go
You
take
got
Mingo.
Christian in the building. Christian, what's good, bro?
Man, what's good, man? The Bryce is right, ain't it?
Yeah. You already know Bryce, baby. Hey, so 39. What we doing at 39? So Big Bro say wide receiver, Mingo if he's available. Wiley says Drew Sanders, linebacker from Arkansas. What are you saying?
I either want to take the guy from Tennessee, the wide receiver, or if Mingo's there or Porter, that's the guys I want to take personally because I feel like we need cornerback help. That for me
Man, we do
personally.
bad.
I feel like we can. I know everybody's saying, "Hey, we need defensive linemen, we need edge rushers," but I'm like, dog, look, we need corners, we need
Man, we do,
cornerback help.
man.
Our
I'm not.
cornerback depth is one guy, and all the rest of the dudes is mid.
Preach.
Yeah,
Like come on, man.
I
What?
gotta
Look,
agree. I gotta agree
we
with you.
there's no they all we got one cornerback that's hurt. Then we got C.J. Henderson who don't know who he wants to be. One moment he want to be Jordan. One moment he want to be Kobe. I don't know. This guy is incredibly trash. It's like we only got one guy. We need cornerback depth,
So
and
I
I
got
think we
three
should take
people.
two.
I got three people that, well, actually four people that I think the Panthers should consider with 39. Number one is tight end Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. If he falls to us, that is a steal.
Oh, I
That is
forgot he
a
wasn't.
But
steal.
here's
I
the thing
forgot
with
the
that though.
Cowboys didn't take him.
Yeah, that is a steal if he falls to us at
Oh
39.
yeah, that
That
But
is
is
here's
a
the
steal.
thing
fucking
with that.
steal.
I like the move, but man, we still got Trimble there, man, who's just
Tr- I'm not, listen, Tommy Trimble is a
Look,
blocker
man,
tight
we
end.
look.
He a
We
blocker.
can't be giving these dudes. We can't be playing. We look our cornerbacks. Look, you saw what happened last year with when when our main guy left. Look,
Yeah, they got
we need
roasted.
right. They got rotisserie beef. We need cornerback. That is the most important. Most important, honestly. Look,
So
if
let
we
me
can get
Oh,
finish, Christian. Let
Jadavian
me finish. Let
Clowney,
me finish. So if Joey Porter Jr. fall, he obviously won't fall, right? So I got Michael Mayer. Uh, secondly, man, if we go edge, because we do need an edge. If BJ Ojolari is there at 39 from LSU, I think you got to get BJ Ojolari because he can play linebacker and defensive end. So he basically another Brian Burns, right? Uh, now wide receiver. Now wide receiver is very interesting, man. But I'm gonna start with corner. If Joey Porter Jr. is not available, how about Khalid Ringo from Georgia?
yes.
well. So here's the thing with that. But I mean, it's two other cornerbacks rated higher than him though. Ringo.
Yeah, you got Clark Phillips
Now,
and
so
and Cam Smith from South Carolina.
well,
But
according to
Ringo is a physical corner, man. He physical. That's something that
according to
we missing.
ESPN, there's Joey Porter, number one corner available. Then Tyreek Stevenson from Miami, who's a big physical corner. And also you got Julius Brents from Kansas State, 6'3" corner, another big rank. He got a grade 84, man. Um, so I mean,
what about Cam Smith?
Yeah, Cam Smith got
so
to be
Cam
up there.
Smith is ranked. ESPN got him ranked at number 7, the number 7 best corner available.
That's just
Wow,
who
that's
you
crazy.
ask. Yeah, that's just
That's
who you
crazy.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Mingo because look, he played in the SEC. I'm giving it
Yeah, I
to
like
him.
Mingo, man.
Like you played
I like
against
Mingo.
top guys. He's physical and fast. He's not. He's physical, but he's not handsy though. He's not handsy. He's physical, but he knows his hands, and that's something that we need because a lot of our guys, they
Yeah.
just
I'm gonna
come
hit you
on,
with
man.
something
Like,
though. I'm gonna hit you with something. Watch this. Mingo, you know what Mingo looks like? Number 15.
LaVisca Chenault?
Yes. Well, if you
Oh
look
my
at
God. We don't need
if you
another
look,
one of those.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. I like
Yeah.
Mingo, but
no,
I'm
he's
just saying.
not Chenault, man. You done did him. He is not Chenault.
Look, to me,
Should,
if we picking a wide receiver at 39, I'm going either Cedric Tillman, Jalen Hyatt, or Josh Downs. Those is my three.
I think at 93, one of those ones gonna be there.
Yeah, they probably will.
So what I'm saying is, I think we need to get a defensive player, and we don't have a captain of the defense, someone to line the defense up, because our defense is outstanding, but they was out of position. So we got to get a middle linebacker if it was up to me, because our defense
Hey,
needs somebody to put them in the right position. Go ahead.
right. You know what? I think the Steelers gonna take Byron Branch.
Brian Brantwell to team him up with Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think so
that'll be
because they
deadly
because
That's
there.
he
deadly. That's
that's
both
what I think they
Alabama
want to do.
safeties. Both of them are
That's what they want
Alabama
to do.
safeties.
Cause they gonna be like, man, he remind me of Troy Polamalu, the way he attacks the. So I've been hearing a lot of Steeler fans say that. So I think
Yeah,
Byron, I
that,
think
that would
that's
be
the
dope,
guy.
Christian. That's a hell of a point, big bro. How you feel about that, man? Brian Branch with Minka Fitzpatrick. That's deadly. That's deadly to me, man. If you ask me, I still think that they need a corner though, man, because you remember they lost 2 corners to the off season to free agency. So Joey Porter Jr. makes
Right.
all the sense simply because their father is a Steeler legend. But if you ask me, I think that they'll go corner over safety. But I would not be surprised if they took Brian Branch, because if you asking me right now, Brian Branch is the best secondary player left between
And,
safety and corner.
and Brian Branch can play nickel.
He
He can play
can,
corner and safety. So
because Brian Branch is short, man. He's short.
yeah,
He remind me of Bob Sanders.
yeah, he can play both.
Yeah,
He
he's
bring
like
the
a Bob
punch.
Sanders type corner safety.
Yeah.
So what is y'all honest gut feeling that Carolina is going to do at 39 though? Like, because obviously we talk about need. We talked about corner obviously is a need. Wide receiver to me is definitely a need. I think linebacker is a need. But I'm sorry, man. If Michael Mayer is sitting there at 39, this was a guy that in most mock drafts was the number one projected tight end, right? The number one projected tight end. If he's sitting there at your face at 39, do you really pass up there? Even though that tight end is not
No.
a day one need for Carolina, but do you pass up of a guy with that type of potential at 39, man? I'm sorry if he's sitting there. I got to get another weapon for Bryce Young.
I don't doubt what you're saying. I don't doubt what you're saying. But the problem is this: is you can get a good tight end later on. Plus, we drafted a tight end last year.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, a later round tight end.
hmm And that guy, though, is good as the guys that some of the guys, not Michael Mayer, but he's good as some of the guys in the draft. So what you're doing is you're saying the guy that you drafted the year before, your scouts on your scouting team picked is not good enough. I don't know if they're gonna go against their pick from last year. That's all me. That's all I'm saying.
Now, you remember Darnell Washington is out there too, and the Panthers brought him in for a visit.
Yep.
But his drop rate is real high, bro.
Yeah, I haven't taken a look at his drop rate. Agent 704, Josh Downs or a cornerback. How would you guys feel about Josh Downs, man, coming to Carolina?
That dude is a beast.
That's only if the guy from Tennessee isn't there. If the Tennessee guy is there, I'm like, we should take him. To me,
Cedric
he's
Tillman?
better. Cedric Tillman is better than Josh Downs to me.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
Um,
I don't know too much about cornerback, but Smitty said otherwise.
Yeah. Steve Smith is a fan of Josh Downs. He a big
he
Josh Downs fan.
right. I think we're gonna take him because of that too. A lot of people are fighting for him in the organization. But hey, if he shows me something different, cool.
So Cedric Tillman, man, here's a scout report. 6'3", 213-pound wide receiver. Ran a 4.54, verticals 37. Some of the positives: very good size, thick muscle frame, very good stop and start, explosiveness, above average speed, not a true burner, but enough to threaten vertically. Very good ball skills and ability to catch in traffic. Good after the catch, quality blend of size, bunt, and strength. Some of the negatives: limited route tree, so he's not the best route runner in the world.
There you go.
Yeah, hard to gauge on how he feels out of zone coverage and operates from the slot because of how Tennessee used him, and can struggle with focus drops on routine plays. So, like quick slants and stuff like that, he does have a tendency to drop a couple of those every now and then. That's the breakdown on Cedric Tillman. Jalen Hyatt, obviously speed-wise, they're second to none to Jalen Hyatt. When we're talking about speed at wide receivers that are left available, he is 6 foot even, 176 pounds. Ran a 4.40. Positive. Again, he's a deep threat, can get behind the secondary pretty quick. I think the Panthers need that. Elite burst and acceleration off the line, threatens DBs immediately. Great downfield speed, will be the NFL's team's primary field stretcher right away. Can be used in a jet sweep weapon, above average ball tracking in hands, flashes the ability to make tough catches, and he's a willing blocker. His His negatives is he has a frail build, will struggle with NFL press coverages and physicality, below average change of direction skills, high waisted build, stiff in the hips, below average burst out of route breaks, doesn't generate separation consistently on anything but vertical routes, and limited route tree at Tennessee, often schemed up. But a lot of it has something to do with what the offense that Tennessee was running.
But you know what? If you say that all about him, guess what you called up? You called up the dude that used to play at what's his name? He played at the Rams. Uh, so and we got a Rams offensive coordinator. So I wouldn't mind having him because they'll know how to use him. Because the whole point about this is use the guy to their strength.
Yeah, that's facts. And we need a true field stretcher too, man. Like we haven't had a burner like a true like Robbie Anderson was supposed to be that, but it just didn't work out. So honestly, man, I think if you
Yeah, it didn't
team,
work out, man, because of the quarterback. Yes. But Robbie, man, was a great receiver, man.
I'm not gonna use the word great. I think that he's a
He
good
was
wide.
okay. He was a
Yeah,
gadget guy. He's okay.
I'm not gonna call him a great wide receiver though, but he's a good wide receiver because again, he was limited. He was limited to what he could do too. All he was a field stretcher. Even when he was
Yeah,
with the
he's a
Jets,
gadget guy.
yeah, even when he
And
was with the Jets, all he was catching was deep balls.
true. And remember, we brought back Bird. Y'all might not like Bird, but we brought Bird back. And
Oh yeah, I
Dallas
I
forgot
I
we
like
bought
wasn't
Bird,
mad.
Demir
man.
Oh no,
Bird.
I wasn't mad at that one. I thought it was solid. I
I
thought it was a
forgot we
solid
bought
pick.
back Demir Bird, man. I forgot about that shit.
I wasn't mad about that. I mean, I was like, well, that's cool for depth. You know, somebody that been here before. I felt like we should have signed. Oh my God, what's the other receiver? He went to Vegas now that we used to have.
Uh, who you talking about?
We used to have the wide receiver. He went to Vegas. He used to play with New England, but he went to Vegas.
You
We
talking
used to
about?
play for us.
He said you
Jacoby
supposed to
Myers.
Jacoby
Oh
Myers.
no, we don't
Yeah.
need him. We don't. He get hurt too much. We
Yeah,
already got receivers on the
Well,
men.
last season he wasn't that hurt last season. He was available, which is why he got his contract.
he did. He
True.
got a decent contract.
Yeah, he
But
was
Yeah,
he was
but
available. He produced last year. He was. That's why he got the money.
remember he played with Cam and he could not. It's. I think the knock on him was his ability to run routes. So if you look at it like
Well,
that, you
I
go
can't
ahead.
say that this time around because in New England he did run the routes. It was about scheme fit.
yeah,
You
they got
know,
in a Bleacher Report mock draft. They just dropped for the second round. They got us taking B.J. Ojolari, man, from LSU.
really.
Hey, man,
Well,
listen,
I mean,
B.J.
I can see that because he's a hybrid man, and we're running a 3-4 system.
Yeah,
You know
So,
what? Yeah,
so
you're right.
he does fit the scheme, man, with that
he
three
fit the
four.
hell out of that scheme.
Man, I
So
don't know, man.
I
I don't know.
can see him
I'm on the
there.
fence with it, but if you telling me, hey, I'm gonna trust you guys so, on him because you watch a lot of LSU games. I'm Florida State guy,
I don't
so
know, man. I don't know. I like Drew Sanders for the simple same reason. He's a hybrid guy. He can play linebacker and remember, he played defensive end at Alabama and defensive end at Arkansas and middle linebacker. So I'm
Who
just
you
saying,
said? What was your guy named Wiley? I'm about to look him
Drew
up.
Sand, Drew Sanders.
Linebacker from Arkansas.
Drew said he an outside linebacker.
He's an outside linebacker defense. They may have him at defensive end. I don't know which one position they put him
I
at,
know
but
when we
he
played
does both.
Arkansas. When we played Arkansas, you remember that cold ass game, Wally, when LSU played Arkansas? Man, he was giving us fucking problems, man. Like Drew Center was he
hold
he
on, what
flies
number
off.
was he?
I think
Ooh,
he's 40. Ain't his number like 40
40,
something?
48 or 49, one of
Yeah,
those.
one of
Okay, did
those
not
two.
know it. Okay, did not watch that game then because I'm like, wait a
Yeah, he
minute.
was giving us fucking problems,
Okay,
man. Because you remember
I watched that.
we couldn't even get our
Yeah.
quarterback off.
No, he
Well,
had a
hey,
lot
y'all
of sacks.
quarterback is solid though. It's just that you gotta give him some time. He's not bad.
So
A
Wiley,
lot of my family
I'm gonna
give
give
him a
you
bad rap.
so Drew Saunders is one of the lower ranked linebackers, man. Um, coming out, man.
They got Noah Sewell over him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
man.
think so.
he plays two positions. He didn't play one position. Those other guy played one position. I'm just
So
saying,
this is
we're
what
looking
they're
at play.
saying
Go ahead.
his weakness are. So he said he need to add more mass, inconsistent in reading his keys for misdirection. He some change of direction delay and coverage. His pursuit leverage and tackle balance needs improvement. And also he allows runners to slip away out of his grasp. So that's his weaknesses,
Mm.
man. Um,
Well,
so I mean, again, I don't know too much about the guy. I haven't really watched him. I'm just reading what
yeah,
I
they
you
saw
his
him
reading
a
it.
draft
couple.
Yeah.
grade.
I saw him like one game, so that game because it was on CBS. So
Yeah, so but he's not rated high. I mean, higher, to go at 39.
Well, well,
There's several.
maybe they can pick him at 93 and pick a receiver at 39.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know more about him, man. I mean, you think he can get the job done? Hell, I'm gonna go with you. Um,
Well, yeah, I looked at him a lot because when he started going at linebacker, I just thought
yeah,
if you look at his when he was at the draft, man, that
Yeah.
dude hit hips so fluid. He was one of the fastest ones they had at the draft at linebacker, and he also was in the high percentile for his bench. So I'm just saying
mhm.
it looked good to me.
Gotcha.
What time does the draft start today?
7 o'clock
Man, that's late.
Eastern
Yeah,
time.
that's late my time. 'Cause
Yeah,
shit,
that's
that'll be
that's
like 2 o'clock in the
damn.
morning my time.
Because it's not the weekend yet, so they're not starting
I'm
it
gonna be
at 3 o'clock.
I'm gonna be flipping, man, because I gotta watch the rest of these NBA playoff games, man.
Well,
They-
Boston wants. I'm
yeah,
cool.
the Warriors go close out the Kings tonight, and
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, wait
the,
a
the
minute
late
now. Wait a minute. I don't know about that.
They gonna
I
yeah
don't
the,
close
know
them
about
out.
that.
yeah they go
They
close
gonna
them out,
close them.
man.
And
And
you know what? They gonna close out LeBron too.
oh yeah, the next series, yeah, but I don't know, man, because can the Lakers close out Memphis tonight?
Oh, that's true. That's
They
true.
got they got
Memphis.
it. Because you remember, this shit 5 games, man. Lakers up 3-2. They got to close Memphis. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Memphis push this shit to 7 games, Memphis is gonna come back and win this series.
They should win.
Like if they can
Memphis
push
been
it to
getting
seven
screwed the
games,
whole series.
yeah. So man, listen, hey, look, Carolina, man, I got to get your take on this, Christian. While I got you here, man. So, how do you really see people on other podcasts crying about the pick? You can't satisfy some people. Who crying on there, man? Tell me who crying. I ain't gonna say nothing. Who
I don't
Oh,
know
crying?
who
I'll tell you who crying. You
Yeah,
want me
Chris,
to
you
tell
you
you?
done been
Oh, I've
around
been
to
waiting.
everybody. Who
Oh,
crying, Christian?
I've been waiting for that
Oh,
nigga
I already
there.
know he crying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that nigga
Yeah.
there is crying. I had to leave his. I can't deal with him. Him. Well, the other channel. They a little salty about it. They happy about it, but they salty about it because they wanted to
Who
take
the who,
AR.
who, who the other channel?
Yeah, I don't. I like the nigga though. I don't hate
Me
him.
too.
I love
I,
it.
I,
Hey,
I I'm
look,
on
I don't
everybody's
want to
channel.
I
do him
like
like that.
everybody.
You know,
I'm on
you
everybody's
know
channel
who
now.
I'm talking
Oh,
with.
Black Panther. Yeah, I was on there earlier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They want to
They
take
all
AR.
AR-15. They was all AR-15 the whole way.
Yeah, like
It, you
the
know,
whole way.
no,
And
it was two of us. It was two of us. It was me and Black. Me and Q. We were on
it wasn't
Black
just
Bryce.
y'all though. I'm not gonna
Dude,
put
I
that
made
on
money.
y'all too. It
No, I
was
made
it was.
money over there though.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Wiley,
Cool.
Q switched his perspective up, man. That
Yeah, he
wasn't
did. Yeah, he did.
he changed
facts.
his whole perspective up, bro, because he wasn't he in the beginning of this process. I've always said that it was either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Have I not?
Facts.
I've
Facts.
I've always said either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young from the very beginning. I've never.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Wiley? I even got called certain names and got looked at crazy. Saying that I was one track minded because I was only sold on C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. Right
We
Yeah,
was
I
on the
remember.
same.
now,
It was the same day we was on there when that was said
right,
because
Christian, you guys were on there, right?
Yeah.
we both were saying like,
So,
bro, we gotta trade up. Like,
so
there's
this
no
was
way
when
we're
we
gonna
were
get
still
that
at the
guy.
number 9 pick. And I
Yeah,
told him, I said, y'all are fucking crazy if you think the Panthers are not going to give up the house to move to number one.
right.
I
Hey,
said,
I argue with you about that one. Remember, I was saying we should stay at 9, but and when we went
Oh
to 1, I
yeah,
was like,
yep.
we got Bryce, man.
Yeah, I remember
Right.
Wiley. Yep, I remember Wiley
so
did say cause Wiley had a point, and we was going back and forth. Wiley was like, "Man, don't give up the house to
Yep.
go to number one." I was like, "Man, I was like,
you
Wiley, if we
got
got our
to.
guy there, we got to do it." But yeah, I remember that tape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because remember now, because Wade was what Wade was trying to offer. I was like, hell no. We offered less than what Wade. So Wade was like, give him the whole house, the kitchen
Yeah,
sink.
yeah,
Matter of fact, we need to move out. I was like, hell no.
Yeah,
right,
I'll
right.
admit to that. I definitely said it, man. But for me, it was just anything to get to number one, man.
Hey,
You know,
listen, I think we what we gave up and what we gonna get in return, man, was
it
a
was worth it. It's worth
it
it.
was it was worth it,
Yeah.
man. I really think this guy Bryce Young is gonna be a really really good quarterback in this
I
league,
do
man.
too.
Something
I do too.
something just I just feel it. I'm not saying that because I'm an Alabama fan. I'm saying that because I know a little about football, man. I feel like this guy he coming into a real good situation with coaches,
Uh,
man, that he can learn from and train from. And I really think this guy, when it's all said and done, when we looking back, 4, 5, 6 years from now, talking about,
Right.
this class, I think we're gonna be like, man, damn, yeah, Bryce Young. I'm glad we picked him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
The
the,
dude is
he's the
dedicated. That's what I like about it. He's dedicated
right.
to his craft. A lot of times
He
people are not dedicated to their craft. They're
right.
talented, but they don't have that dedication.
right.
And not only that, why the dedication got to be there, but what you want in your quarterback is somebody who's cool, calm, and collected,
Facts.
right?
Yeah, that's facts.
Because during the
Mm-hmm.
NFL game or any game, if you play any type of, especially football at quarterback, man, when stuff is going the hell, like shit in the hand basket, you want your quarterback to stay calm and focused
Yep.
and say, okay, shit ain't going our way right now, but let's rally. We're gonna rally. Hey, I'm calm, cool, collected, and don't let the emotions get involved with that
Hmm.
and go down and win the game, man. I love that about Bryce Young. Like the dude, he's like even keel, man. He's
It
even
really
keel,
is.
Very
and
even
he,
kill.
yep,
Yeah,
and
that's
you
true.
need that in the quarterback, man. Like I said it last night on the podcast. We're not gonna see him when shit going south, like Cam Newton having this towel over his
There it
head
is.
during the
There it
game.
is. See,
That's
I was
facts.
gonna say
Talk
it.
that
I
shit.
was gonna say it. I was gonna say it.
You
You're
know what I'm
right.
saying? You're not gonna see that with Bryce. Bryce gonna be there rallying his guys, man. He gonna and say, let's go to work, let's go down here and get this W, man. He not gonna soak in that mess, like Cam
Well, the
went through,
Cam
man.
defense, man. Cam defense, man. He had to deal with Ron Rivera, and that's a headache in itself. They're
I mean,
dealing with
true.
what he, you know.
I,
I
I
I can't. I won't do that with Cam because he was a leader and he tried. He tried
Yeah,
with everything in his bone. He died for
but
our organization, and
true.
it's
But
not his
remember,
fault that they never put things in place for him. And
but they
as a quarterback, it's frustrating when you know where you strive to be. And plus, when you in 2015 where we was at, and then for us to go such a downfall, like where we were at, it was just like we were headed to the right direction, and then we just fell off a cliff, and that's
but think about it like
frustrating,
this. Think about it like this. 2015, if we'd had Smitty, we'd have won the Super Bowl. But Smitty was
Dog.
too much. Watch this. Smitty was too much of a dominant personality in the locker room. They had to ship Smitty ass off so Cam could be Cam.
yeah,
Well, I'm gonna say what Steve said.
I agree with that.
Steve said he wanted to leave, that they wanted to resign. That's what he said. But I mean, because he said that all that stuff that they said in the media wasn't true. That's what Steve
I hear what you're saying, but if you look at the sideline when Smitty was there, Smitty was on fire. And then I don't think Cam could handle it. Cam couldn't be Cam because why? Because Steve was fucking Steve.
Right. I think
Yeah,
it's some truth to that.
it's some truth to that, but I think they would have figured it out though. I think you would have figured out because I just see Cam as a person that's like, hey, we when it's time to win, we gonna win, and he's dealt with some dominant personalities. So I
Yeah, but
him dealing.
all on defense. Remember, on offense,
Yeah,
it was only one dominant personality he had to
but
ever
you
deal
need that
with
though.
Smitty.
But
Yeah, I know,
that would
but
have helped
he
his
couldn't.
career though.
It would have, but he could not take it because Smitty was going to require his ass to play at a certain level. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if he couldn't take it. I think that the organization really didn't want to pay him,
Who,
and
Steve
I
Smith?
think it can't. Yeah, I think the organization didn't want to pay him the money
You
that
know
he
why I
felt
Yeah.
he
think so?
deserved.
I think it's because his personality was coming bigger than what the Panthers were. Like
Yeah,
Say
if
that
you
again.
remember,
Say that again.
yeah, like you remember at the time where Steve Smith, like you remember, man, like his personality was really becoming the focal point of the Panthers, man. You know, Jerry Richardson ain't with that shit. Like you get what I'm
hell
saying?
yeah,
He wasn't
right.
Yep.
with he wasn't with that shit, man. So yeah, I know he was up for a contract and shit, but at the same time, man, like his personality had became too big. They were saying because you remember they were saying
Mhm.
that
But
this was around the same time that he had got into a fight with somebody in the locker room and shit. You remember all that shit was going on?
No, it was that
see,
time
that's
too. The
that's
same
that's
season
that's
when he
what
was telling niggas to ice up, son.
Right.
Yep.
That was
yeah,
That's
that
but
it.
that's what
same
kind of what
season.
Wiley was
Yep.
saying though. That's what Wiley was saying. Like they can't you can't have two big personalities, man, on the offense side of the ball, like Steve Smith and Cam Newton.
Yeah, that
They
wouldn't have
they
coexisted.
both they both was big personalities, right? So it got to be one alpha dog, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It
I
got to
think
be
you can
one alpha
have
dog,
two.
man. It
I
can't
think
be
They
they
two
just
would.
alpha
didn't
They,
have
dogs.
the. I didn't. They didn't have the coach to me to deal with that. I think if you had a
true.
different. I think if you had a different coach, like somebody like Pete Carroll, he could deal with that. Pete Carroll could have handled that
Yeah, he could
because
have.
you had
Yeah,
to.
I'm gonna say Bill
Because
Belichick
Pete
could have handled
Carroll,
it.
Mike Tomlin as well.
Mike Tomlin would have handled it because Mike Tomlin had five alphas on the offensive side,
Facts.
You're right,
and
but you're
and
right.
Antonio
five big
Brown, Ben
personalities.
Roethlisberger.
But
Right.
You
think about it
know,
like this:
Antonio Brown, Le'Veon, like, come on. Like,
hey,
look,
you're right,
it's
bro.
possible.
Everything you're saying is possible, but it wasn't practical for the Panthers simply because Ron Rivera could not control that, and he had to give the team to Cam, and
Yep.
and Smitty wasn't gonna turn it over like that.
Right.
do
Rightfully
y'all
so.
think?
He shouldn't have though.
Do
It
y'all
should have
think
been
that
an
Ron
even thing.
Rivera though? Like this one thing about Ryan, man. Like, cause you remember that time where that video came out where he was telling Cam Newton that he wasn't gonna start the game right before they got on the bus because he
Yeah.
Yeah.
wasn't in like dress code or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, listen, Ron Rivera comes off as a tough nose coach. Like I've seen him in some videos, man, where he cussed the whole damn locker room out. But what it was, man, I think Ron Rivera problem in Carolina wasn't, because of how he was. I think, man, he couldn't evolve with the times. Like that. That's
At
really what it
all.
was, man. He got this old fashioned mindset of player football. That
Yeah.
ground and smash type football. You go play hard nosed defense and run the hell out of the ball. That shit don't work in today's NFL no more. You don't see no
Yeah.
team. You don't see no team at the top that has that philosophy and is doing well. It's,
Yeah.
you
The
you don't see
Steelers
that.
evolved. The Steelers evolved.
Right.
Like,
Even they
I mean,
evolved.
you got to evolve. You have to
yeah.
evolve, and I agree with that. Ryan, I think it was by the time he tried to evolve, it was too late. And
He
also I
got
think
hurt.
he didn't Ryan he didn't do enough to, like, okay, we had Cam Newton, right, and we also had CMC, right. So, like, those was our two best offensive weapons,
Right.
and their philosophy was, we basically gonna run these players in the ground and use them
Mm-hmm.
up, and basically until they got no more left, or until they got injured, man. And I think that was Ryan's issue, is that, like, he didn't, like, you can't just have one guy be your one all, end all, and think you're gonna last, 17, 16, 8, 17 games.
You wanted to play
And
ball control.
right, he
Yeah.
wanted, we didn't put enough weapons. We didn't draft enough weapons. We didn't bring enough weapons to put together like we did on that 2015 team. Because you look at that 2015 team, we had Ted Ginn on the offensive side,
Oh,
um,
that
who was a
nigga dropped so
weapon.
many passes.
Billy
I mean,
Brown.
he did, but he caught a lot of them too, though.
Philly
Yeah.
Brown was better than him. I've always
No,
said
Philly
that.
Brown.
I
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
Philly
say that.
Brown was, but Philly Brown was solid. But he was that deep threat, and he
Especially
was
in
also the.
2015.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. That's what I'm talking about. Just that year alone, like we had pieces to accommodate those guys, man. And that's why we was able to win and be dominant like how we was because you didn't know we had. Greg Olsen had a great year that year. Like we was hitting you from all
Yeah,
different ways.
yeah.
And
2017,
that
we should have won. We should have won a
True.
Super Bowl because
Yep.
that year we were the team that beat that competed with the Eagles. Us and the Saints, we were the only two teams in the NFC that could beat the Eagles. Everybody else could not beat the Eagles. We lost. The only reason we lost to the Saints is because there was so many drops by the wide receiver in that playoff game that Cam brought us back. We were down like 20 points, and he brought us back in the third and fourth quarter.
But
It
you're
was
right.
ridiculous.
But 2015, I believe we won in spite of the coach, not because of the coach. Yeah,
Oh
we
right,
yeah,
won because
yeah.
yeah,
we won
And
because
17 as well. 17 we did too, when we should have won the Super Bowl that year too. Because
true.
we would have beat the Eagles and we would have beat the Patriots that year because the Patriots offense was shot in 17. So
Yeah.
we would have been there. We had that run and Cam came back after a disappointing 2016 season. And he came back and he had a better completion percentage. He had a better season than he had in 17 than he had in 15. And we just
That's true.
wasted it. We wasted it with not getting him the offensive wide receivers help when we could have got help. We could have got some guys in there, but we didn't give him enough, and
Hmm
that just it breaks my heart. And I just hope that I know that we're gonna do something different this time around because Jim Caldwell, that's the person that I have
hmm
said for the beginning of the time that he's the real coach of the team because they got him as head guy, he's overseeing everything. Look, he don't want to be a coach no more. He's chilling with his family, and I think Frank them just they're just the face. To be honest, I just think that's what it is. Cause Scott really
Well,
make the decisions.
I don't know about that. I think the fact is, I think we have him and Dom Capers, and Dom, unlike
Oh,
unlike
Dom is back
Caldwell,
too.
yeah, unlike Caldwell, Dom wants to win because he started with us. It's a
Right.
franchise that he started, and he wants to make sure before he dies that we get an opportunity to put that
oh
hold
yeah,
that trophy
yeah,
above our head.
yep.
Facts.
Because you remember under Dom Capers, man, we got to the NFC Championship.
Then we go twice or went once. We
Um,
went
Now we
once.
went in that
we went
we went
once.
in that 1997 season, I think.
Six, six.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sixth season with Dom Capers, and that was it. We didn't get back after that. I think we made the playoffs maybe one more time in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken, with Kerry Collins.
Right,
Um,
right.
yeah, we made the
Ex-
playoffs one more time with Kerry Collins in the 90s, but we got our ass beat, I think, by either the Rams or Green Bay or something like that. I can't
and
remember.
then Kerry Collins ruined us by saying some crazy shit in the locker room.
By becoming an
So he did.
alcoholic. That's what you mean.
Yeah, but he said some racist stuff in the
Yeah,
locker room.
yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah, we
definitely
should have
did.
drafted the quarterback that ended up going to Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah,
Steve
that's
McNair.
fact.
Steve
Steve
McNair.
fucking McNair.
Man,
We dropped the ball on that shit.
that reeks my heart every time I think about it. It reeks me. I'm
But
Now
like, I
I'm gonna
can't
tell y'all a
believe
year
that.
that the Panthers to me, man, were like really a good team, and we just failed. It was that year. I want to say I can't remember the exact year. Like
Who's
it's
the
kind of
quarterback?
blurry. But you
Steve
remember that year, man?
Erline.
We played. It was that year we played. I think we played Seattle, man, in the like NFC Championship, or we was in a divisional playoff game. We was in Seattle. It was when they had Sean Alexander. I can't
Yeah,
remember what.
that was Berline.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was
I know what you're talking about.
Steve Berline season.
nah,
Steve
it
Berline.
wasn't Steve. Well, Berline. Nah, he wasn't our quarterback then.
Are you talking about when we went to
Oh no no.
We
the
had
I'm saying
Jonathan
NFC
Stewart.
Championship?
We had
no.
Stewart in
You That was the year that City
Williams.
won the
and
triple crown.
D'Angelo Williams. That's the year we played. You remember we played Seattle in that playoffs, but
No,
Sean
no, no. We
Alexander.
played. No, no, no. We play. I think we played. Are you talking about the 49ers in
No,
2012?
no,
And
No,
we
no.
only
no.
scored
He
12
talking about
points? Or
2006 or 7, and that's when Smitty had the triple
Yeah,
crown,
oh,
and that's when Smitty
yeah.
he beat who was that? Chicago by himself.
right. That was the game. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But you remember we lost to Seattle in that playoffs
Yep.
because you remember
Right.
Sean
Shout out.
Sean Alexander had like 200 fucking yards rushing on our asses. Like
Yeah, and
he went crazy. But we had a
he
good
also
team that damn year.
that's when we had
Oh, yeah.
our
That's when
current.
they went to the Super Bowl to play the Steelers.
Right.
Yep.
It was that
Yep.
year.
And that's when a Big Ben won his first Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
05 or 06 or something like that. We had a
That
good
was
team that
the 04 going to 05.
It wasn't 04 because remember 03 went Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Oh, you're right.
yeah.
You're right. It
That
was 05.
yeah, that was like 06, I want to say, man. That Panther team was actually deadly, bro. Because if you remember, D'Angelo Williams went fucking crazy that year.
He did.
Like our running game was unstoppable and our defense was fucking legit. That's when we still had Ricky Eli Manning on defense.
Yeah, another year too. That 2012 season too, when we lost to the 49ers, and the 49ers ended up going to the Super Bowl. Had we beat them, we would have went to the Super Bowl. Because we were the only two teams we had. That was when we went 12-4, I
Yep.
believe.
That's
That
when they had
season,
Kaepernick.
and yep, and we
We could have
lost at home.
beat them though that year
We
though.
lost at home. We lost 9-12.
Yeah,
But
we could have beat them that fucking year, man, because that was the battle between Cam and Kaepernick, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
we lost 9-12 at home. It was I
Yeah,
was
but
so
we lost
pissed.
because of the coach. The coach did
Yeah.
not want to do anything on offense.
At all.
Yeah, that's why I said, man, the Panthers have wasted a lot of good seasons, you know, like literally where they could have been Super Bowl champions. And like to me, the only thing I'll say about the 2015 season that really bothered me, man, was obviously the Super Bowl. I felt like in 2015, we was hands down the best team in the NFL. Like hands
By
down.
far.
The way that we dominated opponents, because y'all got to remember, we was blowing motherfuckers out. The games wasn't close, like at all.
We blew
Like we was
the
blowing
Cardinals
teams out. Like we was blowing teams out, man. Even when we played Dallas on Thanksgiving, we made them look bad.
Cardinals in the
my
playoffs.
God,
that
that
year.
was my game right there.
Yeah. So when we got to the Super Bowl, man, when I was looking at the warm-ups of that game, I was even telling Big Bruh we was at a Super Bowl party. I was telling Big Bruh in that game, I said, man, something about us don't look right in this game. Like warming up. We was looking defeated like before the game even started, like the Super Bowl even started. Like if y'all noticed, Cam in every game, man, he was flying around the stadium, you know, doing the Superman shit. But before the Super Bowl, he didn't do none of that shit, man.
Yeah,
And-
but that's because of the coach, man. Remember the coach said you need to act like you've been there before.
Yeah, but
Ron Rivera, man, he ruined the team's spirit because he wanted to be.
Yep.
We gotta be. This is business instead of having fun, which you gotta do. It's us
There you
just
go.
playing nonchalant, just like, hey, we gonna just play the game how we gonna play it. And we should have won. We had the game to win, but you know we got screwed in that Super Bowl. They weren't finna let. They were not going to allow Peyton Manning to
Cam
go
to
out
win.
in the pasture.
Oh yeah.
With
Nah,
a
they
L.
wouldn't allow him to go out with it. Yeah.
Like,
I-
we got screwed. I knew we was losing at the beginning drive when they took away that catch. I said, "Oh, well, I know what game."
Jericho Cotton catch.
Yep, it's not a catch. I said, "Oh, well, I
Yeah,
know
that was
what game
bullshit.
we're having."
It was.
Very.
But think about it like this. Half now I think it's like 60% of the calls they call in the Super Bowl are now illegal. After 2015 and 2016, the next season, 60% of the shit they did in the Super Bowl is illegal. You get suspended and immediately kicked out of the game. They played
Now,
like
y'all know that the hardest game for the Panthers to watch was that following season, man, when we opened up the season against Denver, man.
That ruined our season.
They destroyed Cam in that game, bro. They was deliberately like just fucking rocking him, and the referees wasn't calling shit.
And we
There you
lost
go.
by 3. And we lost
Yep.
by 3 because of the damn kicker. I
There
like,
think we
you
lost
go.
by
that.
man.
Graham.
That
It
was
was
probably the
Graham.
Graham with no
toughest
ass.
game. That was the
Oh
toughest
my
game
god.
for me to have to watch, man. Like to see
Yeah,
like how
it
Cam
was
was getting hit,
bad.
man. They was teeing off on Cam.
He had a
You
concussion, dog.
you
And he
remember
was playing with a concussion.
you remember that game? They laid him out. They called a timeout. They called what was it? What you call it? A commercial timeout. Cam was on the fucking ground half the
Yeah,
damn time.
he was getting killed in that game. And then I got another one for you. You remember that Monday night game that season against the Steelers? We got destroyed.
Oh my god, that
We got
ruined our
fucking destroyed.
franchise. That set the
Hey,
franchise back 6, 7 years. Yeah.
hey,
I remember.
Antonio Brown, man, had like 200 yards receiving in that game.
We
He,
lost like 50 to like 7.
yeah,
It was
we got
ridiculous.
destroyed, man. That was the
So that
beginning of the end for the
that
Carolina
was
Panthers.
that was the that was the yeah, when when Cam got hit, man.
Yep,
Yeah,
it
In,
was.
in
It
that
was.
No,
Pittsburgh
no,
game.
that wasn't that year. That was 20. That was the year.
2016.
Yeah,
That was the
20
year after the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
yeah, it was.
we went up in Pittsburgh, man, and he got hit in the shoulder.
That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. That
Oh
was
yeah,
that
yeah,
was that
yeah.
Monday night.
You're
It was
right.
the
Yeah.
Right.
season after the Super Bowl.
Right.
And guess what? That was you're
That was
right
the
because
beginning of the end for the Panthers, man.
now the beginning of the day when we shipped off Josh Norman.
Yep. And then
Yeah,
I'll tell
that
y'all
took
another
our
game.
swag away, man.
Another game that was an intense game. The 2013 season. You remember we played New England, man, on Thursday night, and you remember we beat the Patriots in Carolina.
Yep, yep, we beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, you remember Luke Kuechly had a hell of a fucking game, man.
He
Oh
called it
yeah.
interception. He called it interception in the end zone.
In the
Yeah,
end
he
zone,
he,
yeah.
Yeah,
he
but
caught that
Cam
big to
always
steal
beat
the
the
game.
Patriots though.
They
I
picked
don't
up a
think we
flag
ever
because at first
lost
they
to the
called it pass
Patriots except
interference.
for
Yeah, they called it
I don't
pass interference. They called it pass
They
interference
picked up
at
the flag
first.
though.
They picked it
Yep,
up.
yeah.
You remember Tom Brady went off. That motherfucker went off, man.
yep.
Rightfully so.
But
And
Luke was
that
another
sealed the
animal
game.
though.
That
Yeah,
was
Luke
a
was
hell
an
of a
animal
game,
though.
man.
Luke
That
was
was
an
a hell of
We
a
animal
had some
though.
game.
great
Hey,
moments,
hey, in
man.
that same people don't realize in that same game though, that's when Cam does that bullshit where he runs back, runs to the left, run back to the right, and then takes off and gets like 20
Oh
yards on
yeah,
their ass.
yeah. He did do that in that game.
Oh yeah, that was the same game where Smitty told him ice up.
Yep, he
Yeah,
was. It was the ice up game. You're right.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, well that was to leave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, it
Another
started.
if y'all remember, man, Steve Smith, when we had to go play Baltimore in Baltimore, when Smith
Mm.
first went there, well, he tore our asses apart.
Oh my
Smitty,
God, it
he
was a
gave us, he gave us,
massacre.
he gave
That
us
was
an
that.
ass whooping.
Oh my
I swear he
God.
did. Joe
Yeah,
Flacco. That nigga had Joe. They had Joe Flacco. Smitty went for about $150 on him.
he
Yep,
did.
Smitty was tearing our ass up.
Yeah, he
But
did.
it made me so sad we went to the Super Bowl without Steve Smith.
After
It didn't even
what he
feel.
say after the
It did
game,
not feel
take
right.
y'all asses back to Carolina.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure did.
He said go mow my line. That's what he said. He said go mow my line back in Carolina.
Damn, Smitty. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That fight, Cam could not have that locker room with that dude in there.
Nah,
He had
not
to
at all.
leave. He had to
We
leave to get
needed
Cam the
that.
locker room. Yeah, we did
We
need it, but
need
Cam
that,
had.
man.
Yeah. Well, fellas, man, I'm about to go ahead and shut it down. We are probably. I'm trying to debate, man, if I want to go live, man, for this second round, man. If I want to chill, because, bro, I did a long live last night, bro. I was live for 4.5 hours. Like that shit was long. So I might go again. We might do something again tonight, man. If I do, it's probably gonna be a last minute thing. If not, fellas, we back live again Monday, man. We're talking about all of the draft picks from the weekend. Appreciate everybody pulling up to the damn channel. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Life is Just a Wave podcast. Make sure everybody go follow me on Twitter, bro. I need that Twitter to go up. Christian, y'all go follow me on Twitter at Waves Podcast. At Waves Podcast on Twitter. Go run your boy up on Twitter. The Discord will be announced, guys. The Discord is in the works of being put together. The Discord will be announced in here in the coming weeks. Be on the lookout for the Discord. The Discord is coming as well, fellas. Everybody is going to be lit, man. The channel is growing. We keep running it up, man. Y'all keep running us up here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all for pulling up to the channel. Hey, we go see, man, who we get at 39 tonight. And again, I may make a decision to go live or not, man. I'll let y'all all know. But fellas, go ahead and get your last words in.
Yeah, man. Just happy to be here, man. Let's go, man. We got the start of a new era, man. We going far, man.
Hey, Christian, hit me up on Twitter too, man. I want to ask you something.
For sure, facts. I got you, bro.
Yeah, send me an inbox on Twitter at Waves Podcast, WAVEZ Podcast.
But,
okay, I got you.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, big bro. Final words.
Final words for those that are still upset about the pick. It's here, it's done. Time to move on, man. Hey, let's rally around this team. You know, give us support. You know, because Bryce Young is our quarterback going forward. You know, so let's get support him, man. Support this team. I really think he's gonna be solid for us. And just get on board, man. It's here now. Like I said, the draft. We're gonna finish up this draft today and the rest of the weekend. And then listen, it's time to get into the work. Mini camp, rookie mini camp, off season and training camp coming. It starts up in July, so we here in the stretch, man. It's about to be May. May 1st is Monday, man. So literally, that's 3 months away for the start of the season. So hey, if y'all not excited, then hey, go and jump off the ship. That's all I got to say, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hey, again, Life is Just a Wave podcast, man. Until we talk again, everybody be blessed. Stay safe. See y'all all later. Be easy.
Yes, sir.